This video is brought to you by Ustadhi Academy, and in this video we are going to be continually speaking about Abo Bakr Elssdeck. This is going to be part 4. We are going to be speaking about military campaigns and battles in Muhammad's reign. First and foremost, Battle of Ohad. In Sunni accounts, during one such attack, 2 discs from Abu Bakr's shield penetrated into Muhammad's cheeks. Abu Bakr went forward right off the bat with the intention of extracting these discs. But Abu Ubaidah rushed. Abu Ubaidah ibn Jarrah, to be more specific. He rushed away in order to help the Prophet. He requested to leave the matter to him, losing his 2 incisors during the process. In these stories, subsequently, Abu Bakr, along with other companions, led Muhammad to a place of safety. There is something that also happened in the Battle of Ohad. Now, in 625, he participated in the Battle of Ohad, in which the majority of the Muslims were looted and he himself was wounded. Before the battle had begun, his son Abdurrahman, at that time still non-Muslim and fighting on the side of Quraysh, came forward. And I need you to imagine this situation. He came forward and threw down a challenge for a duel. He was challenging his own father, Abu Bakr. Now Abu Bakr accepted the challenge, but was stopped by the Prophet Muhammad. Later, Abdurrahman approached his father and said to him, "You were very exposed to me as a target, but I turned away from you and didn't want to kill you." However, Abu Bakr replied saying, "If you had been exposed to me as a target, however, I wouldn't have turned my back on you. I wouldn't have turned away from you." In the second phase of the battle, Khalid ibn al-Walid's cavalry attacked the Muslims from behind, changing the whole thing, changing the whole result, changing a Muslim's victory to defeat. Many fled from the battlefield, including Abu Bakr himself. However, he was the first man to ever return. Battle of the Trench. In 627, he participated in the Battle of the Trench and also in the invasion of Banu Qurayza. In the Battle of the Trench, Muhammad divided the ditch into a number of sectors, and a contingent was posted to guard each sector. One of these contingents was basically under the command of Abu Bakr himself. The enemy made frequent assaults in an attempt to cross the ditch, all of which were repulsed. To commemorate this event, a mosque later known as Al-Masjid As-Siddiq or Masjid As-Siddiq was constructed at the site where Abu Bakr had repulsed the charges of the enemy. We are gonna hop into other battle. Yes, Battle of Khyber. Abu Bakr took part in the Battle of Khyber. He participated in the battle. Khyber had 8 fortresses, the strongest and most well guarded of which was called Al-Qamus. Muhammad sent Abu Bakr at this point with a group of warriors to attempt to take it, but they were unable to do so. Muhammad also sent Omar with a group of warriors, but Omar did not, or he basically couldn't conquer Al-Qamus either. Some other Muslims also attempt to capture the fort, but they were unsuccessful as well. Finally, Muhammad sent Ali, who defeated the enemy leader, Murhab, and he did it himself. We move on to the Battle of Honan and Al-Ta'if. It occurred in 630. The Muslim army was imposed. It was imposed by archers from the local tribes as it passed through the valley of Honan. Some 11 miles northeast of Mecca, to be more specific. Taken unaware, the advance guard of the Muslim army fled in panic. there was considerable confusion, and the camels, the horses and men ran into one another in an attempt to seek cover. Muhammad, however, stood firm. He stood still. Only 9 companions remained the same around him, including Abu Bakr himself under Muhammad's instructions. His uncle, Abbas, shouted at the top of his lungs, "O Muslims, come to the Prophet of Allah!" The call was heard by all Muslims, pretty much. By all the Muslims were there, by the Muslim soldiers, and they gathered beside the Prophet Muhammad. When the Muslims had gathered in sufficient number, Muhammad ordered a charge against the enemy. Muhammad's final years. That's what I want to talk about. In 631, Muhammad sent a delegation of around 300 Muslims to perform the Hajj, the pilgrimage, in Mecca, and appointed Abu Bakr as the leader of this delegation, who notably became the first commander of the pilgrimage in Islam in 632. Abu Bakr's first address as Caliph, his speech. That's what he said. "I have been given the authority over you, and I'm not the best of you. If I do well, help me, and if I do wrong, set me right. Sincere regard for truth is loyalty, and disregarded for truth is treachery. The weak amongst you shall be strong with me until I have secured his rights, if God wills. And the strong, however, amongst you shall be weak with me, have wrested from him the rights of others, if God wills. Obey me so long as I obey God and his messenger, the late Prophet Muhammad. But if I disobey God and his messenger, you owe me no obedience. Arise for your prayers. God have mercy upon you." Abu Bakr at this point was almost universally accepted as head of the Muslim community under the title of Caliph as a result of Saqifah.